Hello and welcome to the Middlemen. It's yet another time when we grace your screens with the finest of the offerings. I'm Juro Cyril Abaku, and I'm not alone today. Juro Olajumoke Alawade James is here, and she will be asking who will be Nigeria's savior. Well, I guess it's one question that will hardly ever go away. Plus, I will be interrogating the new terror group on the block, Lakurawa. Stay with us. Hey, welcome back to the Middlemen. My case, Lakurawas. There's a new threat in the firmament. They call them Lakurawas. The story came to light following an expose by the police in Sokoto. In fact, in the same Sokoto state, the group is already operating in 5 local government areas. Ahmed Rufai, police spokesman in the state, confirmed the development to the Nigerian newspaper Punch. Rufai said members of the group wield sophisticated weapons and operate in Gudu, Tangaza, Binji, Ileila, and one other local government area. He actually noted that for the Lakurawas, part of the agenda is to impose their own kind of religious practice on the people. Sounds familiar? I guess so. They even attack suspected bandits in the areas, according to the information available to the police. I suspect this must be territorial warfare. Who controls where, who owns what? Now, beyond the police, the defense headquarters has equally confirmed the emergence of the group in northwestern Nigeria. Edward Buba, who is basically the defense spokesperson for Nigeria, made a confirmation while briefing the press on the operations of the military on Thursday in Abuja. Buba said the new terror group emerged from the Republic of Niger after the coup that led to the breakdown of military cooperation between Nigeria and Niger Republic. He added that the terrorists began making inroads into Sokoto and Kebbi states from Niger Republic and Mali axis, particularly after the coup in Niger. Buba said the group was accommodated by locals who initially thought that the sect meant well, adding that they failed to report the movement to the security agencies. Now, the terror group has only continued to take advantage of the vast undergoverned areas in the northwest to hide and evade troops, as well as to continue to harass locals. My verdict: what shall we do to be saved from the terror of the Lakurawas? Security agencies are not established to tell us about the existence of terrorists. They are to crush them decisively. They should have no breeding grounds. I so rule.
I absolutely agree with your verdict. It's not to just come and tell us that we have another Boko Haram in Nigeria. It's to tell us that you're already decimating them. And like your case highlighted, this is very, very, very similar. It's familiar. You know, the way Boko Haram came and said, book is haram, it's forbidden. These guys just want to impose their own sect, their own religion, you know, or their own practice.
Yes.
Their own practice of religion.
Yes.
You know. And that's exactly what terrorism is, because, you know, everyone ought to be free to associate, to choose their religion. You don't have to force yours on us. Unfortunately, in the same Sokoto, there are allegations that there's a woman, you know, shouting about the insecurity, and rather than face insecurity, the security forces arrested her. You know, that she's embarrassing Governor Aliyu of Sokoto. And this is Nigeria, where somebody came out late October to say, oh, the chief of army staff is dead, and the army denied it. Suddenly, the president announced someone to replace him, and then the day after, we declare that he's dead. You know, so
you forgot to add the appointed and acting army chief, denied appointed and acting army chief. And later on appointed and acting army chief. Promoted him. Then announced, I don't know.
And then the day after announced that we're sorry, may his soul rest in peace. He has died. You know, so you ask yourself, who do you believe? Who do you trust? There's so much misinformation and disinformation, you know, in Nigeria. I really do not even know who our Minister of Information is, to be honest with you. You know, so when things like this happen, it's not shocking anymore, but it is still heartbreaking. Now, Boko Haram, or maybe ISWAP, I'm not sure which, had gone as far as Middle Belt in Nigeria. They take territories, put their flag, start to tax the people.
Yeah.
Say you except you pay us this amount of money, you cannot even go to the farm. They rename the communities.
Yeah, they do that.
You know what was funny? One of such communities, I think he was in Plateau State or thereabout. The government, while writing to the community, called them the name
of the Fulani
that the terrorists are giving the community. And it seemed like a Fulanization, you know, of these captured territories. And it just keeps on happening. And we wonder that the Nigerian territory, is our map still correct? Are we still Nigeria? You know, or we have already given some part away?
Jumoke, you know, what pains me is this. There was a lot of talk from Aso Rock about evading Niger because there was a coup. Okay? But the question is, what is the level of how rigorous and how thorough is the thought process?
Thank God we didn't try it.
There's been a coup in a neighboring country. Obviously, there's a threat to your own country.
Yeah.
Did we fully assess the threat? Imagine people coming to a village with their guns and locals embrace them, believing that they meant well. Has something really gone wrong with our minds?
If you look at Traore of Burkina Faso,
so there are communities that welcome terrorists and say these people are for us.
If you look at Traore of Burkina Faso, the citizens embrace him. He doesn't go. Yes, he goes with his entourage when he's going into communities.
Well,
he walks in their middle. They are hailing him. They very much accepted. That's the right word. You know. And so you, Nigeria, you look at Nigeria and say, oh, we want to enforce democracy, like it is democracy that we have in Nigeria. It is some form of monarchy democracy.
There's all kinds of things. And for me, the question is, who undertook the security assessment? Who did the SWOT analysis? The strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Who checked out what the scenario was? Because we said we blocked light from going to Niger. We blocked trade from taking place with Niger. But there was a...
And then they retaliated and said to our president while he was in the sky over their territory that if you do not divert, we bring you down.
And nobody knew that such a thing was slipping into our own country. The defense has even said that because of the undergoverned territories. Jumoke, when I tell people that we need to pray for Nigeria, because now...
After praying, what next?
No. At least, don't take prayer off the table. You know why? Because every other thing that you...
Prayer ought to be personal, right?
Yeah,
it ought to be individual, where all of us in our private spaces are praying for ourselves, for Nigeria.
You don't endorse the one at the president's wife. I know everybody want to do it.
For what? Is that governance?
I just want to be sure. Just to be sure, you and I don't endorse it. But where I'm going is, nobody should ever...
What's the work of the church? If the presidency is asking us to pray, there's a church in every 5 houses in Nigeria currently.
It can be really bad when you have people who have run out of ideas, frankly. When they run out of what to do.
But if you have run out of what to do, except for selfishness, greed, and maybe wickedness,
run out of the place.
Can't you resign?
Yeah, so that those who can get it.
Allow other people even try. I know not that have ideas. You go there to retire.
Or even pick a sector. Let's just even look at
power
or something.
Or roads.
Put somebody who can do
just
something.
Pick one.
But they won't do it.
You sack 5, hire 7.
At 7. So this problem in Sokoto, we don't know how far it is going to.
You know, that's how we started in Borno.
If they're already controlling
5
local government areas.
The ones that entered from Borno, I said they have migrated all the way to Plateau, Benue, and they are remaining communities.
We never know until it gets bad.
Until maybe they now take the entire state. Governor Matawale of Zamfara.
They nearly chased out the. I think in Borno they almost chased the governor out or something.
Which governor? This guy is doing very. Professor Zulum is doing fantastically well in Borno.
There was a time I think in Borno they almost chased. I don't remember.
Maybe it was Shetima.
They almost chased him out of the state.
But I was going to say something that I forget. You know, that is it until they take the entire state. Governor Matawale of Zamfara, while he was governor, he's now our chief of defense now. No. Minister of State for defense. He couldn't even govern his own state when he was governor. He was living in Abuja.
No, let's look at the right verb to use. That verb form. Is it he couldn't,
or he wasn't willing,
or he wouldn't? Yes.
Or he wasn't capable.
Yes. So is it about he couldn't or he wouldn't?
He definitely couldn't. So seeing Governor El Rufai of Kaduna, he was telling us that while he was governor of Abuja, they begged terrorists. They called those ones bandits and paid them that please stop kidnapping our people. Those ones did not admit.
I hope we're not just
paying lip service,
because this thing, with what we are seeing now, I hope we don't come back 1 year after and say that it has become something bigger than what anybody can, because they came into Nigeria.
Is your hope hopeful?
No,
or is it a hopeless hope? Because this was how Boko Haram started.
That's what I'm saying, because these guys have links in Niger and other places, and now they've come to spread tentacles in Sokoto and go. So it means we could be looking at a day. And can somebody sit down and assess it? How far can this thing go? Locals are embracing them. Isn't that it?
Rather than assess, right? Our our National Assembly, plus the wife of presidency are asking us to pray.
I hope that we don't remain on our knees until the day unthinkable and something really bad happens.
Amen.
But that's the prayer, Jumoke. When we return, Juror Olajumoke Alawade James is looking for Nigeria's savior. Her query may just come to the question: where may we see his star? In the east, west, north, or south? And how may we welcome him? Stay with us.
Welcome back to the middleman of jurors. And my case today is a funny one. You know, Yorubas will say Oroburuku Tontere. It's funny, but it's not exactly funny. Who will save Nigeria? Yes, we violently disallowed citizens to vote for Chinedu, a true Lagos indigene with an Igbo mother, in Lagos, Nigeria, in May 2023. We are, however, hypocritically excited for Kemi, a nationalized Briton of Yoruba parents, to lead the Tories in the UK. What's hypocrisy again? Please define it for me like I'm a 5-year-old. We are afraid that Gbadebo will sell Lagos land to his Igbo brothers. But we are very sure that Kemi, a migrant, will not open the British borders for her Nigerian family, who have become the poverty capital of the world, to escape the T-Shege currently sweeping across Nigeria. Obama, the first black American president, was born in America to an American mother, so he's at least half American. Kemi, our Nigerian sister, was born, even schooled in Lagos, to purely Nigerian parents. Yet, the Britons are not afraid of her. Same England that had a British Indian Prime Minister with a British Pakistani mayor in London now has its main opposition party being led by a Nigerian-born Briton. Maybe Kemi will never be Prime Minister, but Nigeria's democracy may need to go and learn new lessons. The influence of monarchy is still very strong in our democracy. Are we even a nation or a mere contraption that has refused to free herself 64 years after independence from the colonialists? Look at America and Trump. Say what you will about them not ready for a female president. Yes, every country with its own issues, but we are still choosing tribe over competence here. As a collective, shouldn't we even be thinking of opposition winning Lagos so Lagos books can be open for the first time in 25 years? Think who will save Nigeria? Here's my verdict. Only Nigerians will save Nigeria. Trump will close the border. Canada is too cold. In fact, the cost of japa is no longer for the average Nigerian citizen. You and I must now face Dangote, NNPC PLC, our rubber stamp National Assembly, the bastardized judiciary, and demand better from all arms of government, while we also do better as citizens. Don't let anyone use you for their selfish interests. You will not buy poverty cheaper because of your tribe nor religion. Be wise, Nigerians.
I'm tempted to borrow street language to say this your case is a joke. No, but seriously, the issues you've raised are they are funny. They are funny.
I was laughing at our diaspora commission,
yes,
saying that they approached Kemi bad touch.
To do what?
To do what? God bless you.
What will she?
And that she was reluctant, she has not replied, and they cannot force her hand to recognize a Nigerian.
Who told you she hates Nigeria? The way to look at it is
some people are saying that she may hate Nigeria. The way she's talking about closing British borders to foreigners.
She may not. This is the thing. If she says closing border to foreigners, is that Nigeria alone? Before her, there was Rishi Sunak. It was also
true.
There are more Indians and Pakistanis in London, in the UK than Nigerians.
True, I agree.
Now, the other argument is this. I think that there could have been a more polite way to say it. We've reached out to Kemi. She hasn't responded. We believe that at a convenient time
she will respond.
Don't go.
Because Kemi actually, not only was she born here, she actually schooled up to secondary school.
So I understand she was born in the UK.
And then came here for education.
She was 16.
Yes.
Then went back.
Secondary school here.
So you know that anybody who grows up in a locale from childhood till you're 16 or thereabout, you are grounded. You're probably grounded.
Yes,
the
now.
culture, the morals, and
yes.
You. So
I'm sure she eats a bar when you're amala
and speaks about with proverb. The only problem is that when you are embracing
the culture of another nation, I agree.
Yeah, like when you're embracing a type of self for yourself, you have to embrace it properly. You can think you can act and play local, but think global. That's what they say.
But so, this is your argument, right? There was an interview, and I do not know the crowd she was talking to, but the guy talking to her was Caucasian, and the question was about reparation, right, for slavery, and she said no, she doesn't think that Britain owes anyone, and he was saying, for a black woman to be saying this, reparation for slavery is something that is topmost on the minds of a lot of Africans. And she's like, we keep on talking about what Britain did wrong, and she agrees that Britain did do a lot of wrong, but that Britain also did a lot of good. They were the ones who stopped their transatlantic slavery. Somebody on X said, look at the Nigeria that we get a realization out to. This one is gone now, So, yes, in agreeing with the last statement that in trying to
embrace
a particular
self, yes, of yourself,
you must embrace the totality of everything that goes along with that self, which is that as a Briton, we don't owe you anything in Nigeria.
Who is about to get access to nuclear codes? She's about to become a dictator of major foreign global policy. She should be coming to do what?
No, I disagree.
Hold on.
I disagree. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is at the top of the WTO, World Trade Organization.
She has nothing to lose.
Akinwumi Adesina is at the top of African Development Bank.
They have nothing to lose.
What's Amina? What's her name? Is it Mohammed? She's the deputy United Nations.
For all those things you mentioned,
you mean they don't have codes?
I can give you. Okay, for Amina Mohammed, Professor Thomas Adeoye Lambo, former deputy DG of World Health Organization. For Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, let's just manage to accept the late Professor Babatunde Oshotimehin, former UNFPA boss. Okay.
So we have always had Nigeria globally.
Now today.
So Kemi no show up anyhow.
This man in America, BlackRock, is it BlackRock or what's his name? Global Infrastructure Initiative.
So
Ogunlesi.
Wait.
Is it not in Nigeria?
So if Kemi becomes prime minister, you are saying that her Nigerianness will not show or she will deny
Do
it,
you know the problem?
or she will
I
not
wish.
identify with it.
I wish, like, no, she may go. You see, that one of talking of saying, don't let's talk reparation.
Yeah.
When you're seeking office, you can't be talking.
You can't. I agree.
You can't use that to
It's part of the things that they had against Kamala.
Barack
You were
Obama.
seeking office. You are talking about every gender.
Barack Obama was even sounding Caucasian when he was running for
office.
for president on the floor. They said,
He has that now. His mother is American, white American.
when he became president,
Then he's Kenyan. Kenyan dialect.
he stopped starting that. So look, the thing is this: the West hasn't built a civilization that is supposed to be liberal. That one, so don't let
That somebody who's aspiring to leave.
After some years, come and pack it and go and give to. Come on.
But
if they did like that, we would have come to meet anything.
True.
Before there was a Benjamin Disraeli at in the UK, Prime Minister. He was a Jew. After him, you've had if Sunak was to do reparation for India,
will they have even allowed him close to even reach close?
if Sunak had done reparation for India, will Kemi have a party to come to come?
I agree. But so my issue with Nigerians is that when during our own elections, right, you say somebody is Igbo and we cannot allow him vote for his brother, his half brother.
We should have taken that as the last point. Let me just drop this one, then we'll come to it, because that's why the meat of the matter really is.
Yes.
Why didn't Nigeria become likable and lovable enough for Kemi to have come back between when she turned 16 and
now 42 and be 44
and some weeks ago? If Kemi was in Nigeria, what would she have been today?
Very true.
She would have been.
But hold on, if she was coming to Nigeria every day, let's say to greet grandma or whoever she still has ties with in the country, do you think that herself that she's trying to be
No. See,
from the time will be as British as she is now?
From the time you realize what you want, you see, these things come at a very high cost and high price. You have to be determined about where you're going in this life. And once you...
And she seems to want to forget that she's not Nigerian.
Once you've taken
she seems to want to forget Nigeria.
And once you've taken him, you can't it wholeheartedly.
You can't go back. It's like a rocket in the sky.
It's the truth.
Straight to the moon.
We have to, if Kemi had been Nigerian, which office would she have aspired to? What would she have been today? Maybe, so these are the issues. The condition for becoming a governor, deputy governor, House of Reps member, even Senate, are difficult. Abika David that is talking became House of Reps member, I remember, from Ikorodu.
Yeah.
That year, the AD announced that they wanted to empower women.
Mm.
They specifically announced. So I think that
they gave thoughts.
And maybe she too had a helper, somebody who said, okay, come.
Not maybe she did.
So
she did.
How many helpers can you have in the UK? You have to meet somebody and double for the person. In this day and age.
Wisdom.
In Lagos, why are we always looking for the fruit to eat? Why are we not looking for how to plant seed and water and wait for it to grow?
Weaponized poverty.
If not for that, they said, I didn't even know that had an Igbo mother. I wouldn't even have known it.
They went to go and dig out his history. The people who knew him knew that he couldn't speak Yoruba.
Was it necessary? If not for the family of that Delekes, I'm sure that the current governor for Osun would have also become. His mother is Igbo.
Yes, no.
And I saw the video. He was speaking Ochanja. He was speaking Ochanja Igbo. He was speaking Igbo like he was.
Yes, I saw him doing an interview, and he was speaking
good,
very correct. Children normally would take their mother tongue, which is why we say mother tongue.
Yeah.
A lot of women will speak to their children in their own tongues. I absolutely agree with you. Why are we choosing Gbadebo's? It's not like we the Lagosians, and I'm from Osun State. I'm talking as a Lagosian who was born here and lived all my life here. It's not like we really care which tribe you are from. Because if you look at current President Tinubu, when he was governor, he's originally from Osun State. Fashola is not from Lagos. Ambode is Ondo that migrated to
our deputy governor now. That is Ogun.
said, even the current governor, Sanwo-Olu, his mother's house that is in Surulere. I hear he's also from maybe Ogun or
No, but I
Ondo.
think he is a Lagos Island.
They didn't say he's from any
because
Lagos.
they can say somewhere.
Sanwo-Eko, that's using Eko to mix his name now. What's wrong with you? But the point I'm driving at is Governor, and I'll be very honest, right? Governor Sanwo-Olu is the governor that I love to hate, in that just because of his political party. That's my major grouse with him. But again, you drive on one road that you drove on 4 weeks ago, and today the road has been tarred. You know, he's really trying. So as much as I love to hate him, there are things that I see regularly that makes me clap for him. With my bad belly, I will appreciate him. But the point I'm driving at is, if a political party has been in power for 24 going on 25 years, and the books are covered, the people ought to demand better. So they will use anything during elections to ensure that they, retain power. We, the citizens, are the ones that ought to use our brain. It's not about bread. It's not about... And guess what? Very learned, educated adults in Lagos were following them to be saying, the Igbos want to come and take over Lagos. But the Britons are not afraid of Indian,
Kemi,
Pakistani, and Kemi. She doesn't even have an English. She doesn't even have an English name. Oluwakemi, coming to take over their country. So are we not seeing our foolishness?
Frank.
Now we are now chasing after that Kemi, but we pursued Badebo that has 100 years history. His own father, grandfather, great grandfather, lawyers, all born Lagosians,
contributed significantly
to Lagos and the development of Lagos. Yes. Because the father now married an Igbo woman now, he's no longer a Lagosian. But we are now chasing Kemi.
Come on.
Kemi, you are our daughter. You are our daughter.
What will Kemi come and do? She will trade deal with Nigeria. If she was
what are we exporting?
They come now. Trade with Nigeria. Then or
open the borders for all of us and to jackpot to enter UK.
When all the money comes to Nigeria, where will the money end up?
We'll buy private jet for our president.
So we need to wake up and learn. You see, my point, and this is a principle both for nation and for life, personally. Do not ever wait for someone else to do for you what you should have done for yourself. These are basic things. As the old Greeks used to say, to every man his own, or is it the Romans?
Now that Trump has won presidency in America, to the intent to Israel,
it will favor us even more, frankly speaking.
We agree.
In terms of trade, so let's be pragmatic.
We agree. He's against immigrants, they say, but he's only against illegal.
Yes.
Are you illegal?
They will not talk about that. When Chinese go to America, or other people go to America, their government send them there. Technology center, go and learn. Come back to the country. Develop your country. Our own country, our own people go to America and UK to go and study. There's even no program to say, okay, let's look for, in quote, our own Hebrew boys who study and do well there to bring them back to develop our country. You're waiting for them to spoon feed you, and you won't even appreciate what they're doing for you, and you're asking that who? In my view, the great countries are great for something.
True.
If you want to be great like them, study them and do what they've done, you'll be great.
So who is going to save Nigeria?
Is me.
We all must take responsibility for saving Nigeria. That's what you mean.
I'm going to become president one day, and when that time comes,
you will save Nigeria.
I'll do everything in my power to save Nigeria.
You will save Nigeria. And that's all on The Middlemen today. Thanks for being our guest, and you may do well to continue the conversation in your own side of town by liking, subscribing, and sharing our social media handles and YouTube at Enterprise TV 7, as well as our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. Till we see you next time. From the jurors,
yeah, man.
bye for now.